Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Francis Ngannou, to be sacrificed. Yeah, I said it. And for those of you out there who feel Francis Ngannou is going to beat Anthony Joshua, let's be real, okay? And not take it to the stupid. Does Francis Ngannou have a puncher's chance? Yes. Does Francis Ngannou have a chin? Yes. Does Francis Ngannou have a very interesting, heartfelt story? Yes. Does Francis Ngannou deserve to make gazillions of dollars? Yes. Will Francis Ngannou beat Anthony Joshua? Negative. Look, it doesn't matter what physicalities that Francis Ngannou brings into the ring. It doesn't matter his mental toughness, his ability to push through adverse moments in the ring. The bottom line is Frank Warren, Eddie Hearn want AJ to win. Turkey Al-Sheikh wants AJ to win because they want down the road for AJ and Tyson Fury to battle it out. That has always been the end goal, is to make an all-British showdown, which would take place in Saudi, between Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury. Now, I gotta be real. I'm not here to talk about the secret society stuff and all that, even though they're in full effect. Got to be real. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, they've, as far as, I'm just going to say boxing, but especially heavyweight boxing. Yo, those two British guys, man, have kept it alive, you know? You just got to be real. Tyson Fury, you can go back to the whole thing with Klitschko, and I know people have things to say about Tyson Fury. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm always open for a conversation on Tyson Fury and shit. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just talking about what we know. Tyson Fury, man, represented for the UK. He clipped Klitschko. Came back. Doesn't matter. I ain't here to talk about all that. He came back and just continued to win. The Wilder fights, Chisora, Dillian White, Ngannou, now about to go for undisputed. And then AJ and what he did coming out the Olympics. And just, you know, fight after fight after fight, winning, viciously knocking people out. Got in there with Vladimir. I got an opinion on that fight, but I ain't here to talk about that. But he happened to do the business and get Vladimir out of there. And just fighting, you know, champion after champion, you know, and he was collecting belts like Earl Spence was collecting belts. You know what I'm saying? He was just doing it in the heavyweight division. Spence did it at 147. And then he took some losses. And then he's rebounded from those losses because his promoter loves him, you know. And you look at where he is now, which I think he's going to get in there, and I think he's going to get the win. But at the end of the day, Ngannou, for anyone out there who's going to feel sorry for Ngannou when he ends up being 0-2 in professional boxing matches, don't be sorry for him. Okay, because he could be in the octagon and had won his last fight. If instead of fighting Fury, if that was an MMA fight, he could have won that one. And he could be going into another fight against an MMA guy instead of Anthony Joshua, and he would have won that one. And his purse probably would have only totaled like maybe $3-4 million. That one fight with Tyson Fury, this man made over $10 million. This fight with Anthony Joshua is making a minimum $20 million. So don't nobody feel sorry for Francis Ngannou. All right? Because believe you me, he ain't feeling sorry for himself. That's, to be honest with you, that's what Turkey Al-Sheikh and those guys probably want. For Ngannou to get sacrificed, to make Joshua look like, wow, Joshua, he did to Ngannou what Fury couldn't. That just builds up and hypes up the Joshua-Fury fight. Fury just has to beat Usyk. And then what it does is because Ngannou's calling out Deontay Wilder, It says, well, Ngannou coming off of 2 losses. Deontay Wilder's coming off a loss. What does Deontay Wilder have left? And now they put Ngannou against Wilder. And who knows? They may do that fight in Africa. Who knows? But Wilder and Ngannou going to another huge payday. And it has Turkey Al-Sheikh over there happy because he got himself a big bag of popcorn seasoned with some cumin and probably some curry powder. Sitting there popping that popcorn back while watching all these these dream matchups. I just listened to Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn talk about it. And those fights that they're having in Saudi Arabia. Let me tell y'all something, people. There'll still be fights in the UK, but don't expect to see many fights like this. Not with them Saudis involved. And don't expect them to go to the United States. Before, everybody had to travel to the United States, the New Yorks, the Las Vegases, to make the huge money. And the problem for the UK guys is the people in the UK had to stay up till like 3, 4, 5 in the morning to watch the fight. Now it's on prime time. They go over to Saudi. Everything is good. There's no issue with time. And then all the money's over there. So just understand this. With Ngannou being sacrificed, nobody has an issue with it. Because what it's doing is helping to build up the AJ versus Tyson Fury fight. Now let's be real now. When Anthony Joshua fought, when Tyson Fury fought Ngannou, I need to be careful of what I'm going to say because I don't believe in making excuses. And what I'm saying right now is a whole nother video, but I'm going to give it to you now because I'm about to go upstairs and relax. We can say, if we're not going to say or make excuses for Errol Spence against Terrence Crawford, oh, he didn't look right. Oh, you can see something was wrong with him. Oh, in the ring, there was something off. X, Y, and Z. If we're going to sit there and say when it comes to Errol Spence, we can't, ain't no excuses. No excuses at all. Crawford was just a better man. Then we can't come now and make excuses for Tyson Fury. Oh, he had an off night. Oh, you can just look at him and see something was wrong. No way in the world he should have been in a fight so close with Francis Ngannou. Maybe Francis Ngannou was just better than what everybody thought. And Francis Ngannou deserves all the credit in the world. Okay? But that being said, we're going to see if it was a fluke or not. Because Ngannou has gone back into the lab. And he's worked hard. And he has confidence. And that is something that not many people have. They have the mouth. They talk a good game. But to have that mental strength, that belief in themselves, they don't have that. Anthony Joshua had lost that for a while. Teofimo Lopez, I don't care what he says, he's lost that for a while. But Tyson Fury has always maintained it. And Ngannou still maintains it. So I think Ngannou's going to get in there, and I think you're going to put forth a valiant effort. I just feel, when you have a novice, which is what Ngannou is, a novice versus a highly skilled, super fast hands, extremely powerful, probably the best heavyweight combination puncher in the business. I'm just not so sure Ngannou's going to be able to get the job done. But I will say this. If he goes off script, then because you got a guy who's 0-1, goes into a fight with AJ, beats AJ, now he's 1-1, and now he's in line for the winner of Fury and Usyk. And I put it to you this way, right? Could you imagine if it was Francis Ngannou against Alexander Usyk for the undisputed distinction? This is a whole nother video. I done gave y'all about 4 different videos in this one. 2 guys who have no business in the heavyweight division fighting for the undisputed distinction. Usyk shouldn't have been here. having issues with irritable bowel syndrome ever since the amateurs. Usyk, you come anywhere close to his midsection, Usyk act like he's shitting himself and rolling around the ring and all kind of craziness with Usyk. This stuff he's doing with this midsection and low blows and all that crap, it didn't just start. He's been doing it since the amateurs. So there may be something wrong with his midsection because I don't. Hey, look, I don't really worry about what no other guy has going on, but I don't know any guy with balls on his chest. You know what I'm saying? So Usyk, it may be a Ukrainian thing that I would never understand. But I'm telling you right now, Usyk has no business in the heavyweight division. But he's here and he's doing the business. Evander Holyfield ain't really had no business in the heavyweight division, but he went up there and he did the business. Chris Bird didn't have no business in the heavyweight division, but he went up there and did the business. Francis Ngannou, there's no way in the world a guy like that who's a novice should be there doing what he's doing. Yeah, he's a big guy and he can have some success. Some people say Nikolai Valuev didn't have no business in the heavyweight division. He was just a big, cumbersome oaf, 7'1", 7'2", winning fights just because of his size. You know what I mean? He wasn't floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee at all. Nikolai Valuev wasn't at all having fancy. He did not have any fancy feet in the goddamn ring. But when you goddamn 7'1", 7'2", over 300 pounds, you know it's gonna be kind of hard for guys to get to you. So when you look at it, for those of you who are getting excited and like already practicing in your bathroom, your Ngannou chant, Ngannou. Listen, McNicholas. It should be like Ngannou, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to be no Ngannou champion of the world. No, it ain't happening. Now, one thing I will tell you is going to happen is Ngannou, I think he'll come out here. He has an appetite for boxing right now. And he's going to get a buffet of right hands and uppercuts when he faces AJ. And if that doesn't quite satisfy his appetite for boxing, he'll get in it with Wilder where we'll see how that goes. He may actually beat Wilder right now. But if he's there to be hit, and Wilder lets his hands go, I mean, you just don't know. But right now, I'd favor Ngannou against Wilder. I'm just being honest with you. But nonetheless, once he already fought Fury. He's fighting AJ. If he gets the Wilder fight, he'll be fighting in the MMA. And then in the MMA, you'll see him get a little swag back, because that's really where he belongs. You know what I'm saying? McGregor came over to boxing and broke the bank with Mayweather just one time. Look, Ngannou's come over to boxing. He's about to fight twice, break the bank twice. He's not making the McGregor money because the pay-per-view and all that, that's not all really involved, but the money he's making is ridiculous. And I'm happy for Ngannou. But when it comes to me talking boxing, I just got to be true to how I feel. I mean, I just don't think he beats AJ. I just don't. And the reason I feel that way is because I'm gonna tell you a story, right? What I'm telling you is true. My own experience, my own experience. I was working with a guy who wanted to. He said he was boxing, and he wanted to get me to come down to the gym with him. So I said, cool. It was a gym I used to go to, and so I met him there, right? And you know, he comes to the gym and everything, and he wants to spar with me. And I'm like, yo, my man, I ain't in boxing shape like that. You know, I just come out here and work out a little bit. But he started saying shit like, "Are you scared? Are you scared?" You know, young boy talk. And I said, all right. So I had some gloves, some 12-ounce gloves that my Puerto Rican friend gave to me. And I took them out and I said, you got gloves? He had, I don't know, like, he had some gloves, some little weird looking ass gloves he had. But they had the little Velcro, you know. So I was like, all right. So the coach who was there, I was like, yo, let me and him do a couple rounds. So the coach was like, all right. And he's like, what are we doing? I said, no, we just sparring. I was like, I'm going to go off of his energy, you know. So we get in there. And the cat learned pretty damn quick not to get cute with me, you know what I'm saying? Because he was a guy who was in the gym and he was training. I just had experience. So I was standing right there and he was jabbing, right? Now I fought southpaw. So he's jabbing and I'm catching his shot, right? With my right hand. I'm jabbing, he's jabbing, I'm catching it and then countering him. So I'm catching and countering with my right hand, with my jab hand. And at first I'm doing it with speed, just catching, pop, real quick, then roll out to my right. And he's like, fixing his headgear. And he's like, oh damn, you quick. And I'm like, uh huh. So then he tries to throw a right hand, and I just dip and get under it, and I threw a double left. The first one was speed to blind him, came back halfway, then exploded in the second one, and he saw lights and shit. And anyway, I realized then that okay, he's athletic, he's got some speed, he got a little power, but he doesn't have the experience. And after that, we sparred like 3 rounds. I controlled the rest of the first round and the second and third round. And I would let him, get some shots off, and I would, sit there and catch him on my elbows, and then he'd throw a shot to my left side. I catch it, then shoot with the uppercut to the body. Just making him pay. But it's experience. And at the end of that, I remember we went to work, and he was telling. He was telling, because we were in the military, so we worked with some civilians. But he was telling them them retired dudes who came back to work as civilians. He was like, oh yeah, man. Let's just say he called me Hood Champion, man. Hood Champion. He got some quick hands. He got some power, man. And they were laughing. They were like, yo, he's got experience. You went out there, called him out to spar, and he got your ass handed to you. And we teased him for a long time, but after that, I started going down to the gym with him and helping him. And I don't claim to know everything, but what I know, I know. So I showed him what I knew, and he actually had a few opportunities to spar some local guys. And when you're out there in Asia, like I tell you, it's like them guys fighting for their country, and he did very well, man. He was athletic. He was in shape. So he was all right, man. But I taught him that experience, and we never sparred again after that. We never did. I just been there working out and doing my thing, and then I used to sit there and try to blast out them Korean dudes, man, because they come in there to spar. They be coming there trying to knock you out. So I used to go and give them the business. But long story short, again, I was the Anthony Joshua in that situation. And, my buddy was the Francis Ngannou, athletic, can obviously be something with some work and some training, but just going up against a lot of experience. And I get it in the MMA world, Ngannou was a stand-up fighter. I get it, right? I'm not at all saying Francis Ngannou is going to go in there and fall down in the first round. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm telling you is a fact. It's a novice versus an experienced fighter. He's not supposed to be here. But that being said, pay attention. They want AJ versus Fury. And I believe Turki Al-Sheikh has integrity. He's not going to let nothing foul happen over there in Saudi. But I do believe at the end of the day, Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn already said they want AJ to win. But when it comes to Turki Al-Sheikh, I think he hasn't come out and said it. But I do believe, no, he did say that. He did say it. He did say he wants Ngannou to lose. He said it during the press conference. And then Ngannou was saying basically, you're going to be disappointed because they want AJ against Fury. So everybody, even damn Turki Al-Sheikh, wants Ngannou to lose. But they're taking care of him. So even if Ngannou loses, Ngannou can lose against Deontay Wilder as well. But he's still winning. Because you figure $10 million for Fury, $20+ million for AJ, probably another $10, $15 million for Deontay. In 3 fights, this man would have made who knows how much. 50, 60 million. That's crazy. So, again, don't feel sorry for Ngannou when he gets sacrificed. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.